This is Geometry Lesson 5.3, Kite and Trapezoid Properties. At the top here I have a picture of a kite. Remember, kites have two pairs of consecutive congruent angles. In this picture that would be KE, which is congruent to ET, and then KI, which is congruent to TI. Our trapezoids are going to have two parallel bases. So in this case that's AB parallel to CD. He jumped a little bit, but hopefully you get the idea. This specifically is an isosceles trapezoid, so that is the AD segment congruent to the BC segment, but not every trapezoid has to be isosceles. Let's talk about some of our conjectures. Our kite conjectures state that the blank angles of a kite are blank. I think we're going to be talking about our non-vertex angles here. Okay, let's make sure I can get these. So this is angle K and this is angle T. Those are non-vertex angles and they are in fact congruent. You can almost think about a kite. You can fold it in half and all of the values along that fold are going to be congruent, right? So this guy is congruent to this guy. This guy is congruent to this guy. And in fact, this angle is congruent to this angle. All of our opposites are congruent. The next blank says the diagonals of a kite are blank. So I did kind of dot this guy, but let's actually draw in this diagonal. EI is a diagonal, and then KT is a diagonal. And hopefully you notice that those will form a 90-degree angle every single time. The two diagonals of a kite will always intersect at a 90-degree angle. We call lines that intersect at a 90 perpendicular. I'm going to fill in that 90-degree. So remember that perpendicular means there's a 90 in the middle. Next blank, the diagonal connecting the vertex angles of a kite is the blank of the other diagonal. So just like I was saying, that dotted line, that reflection line kind of folds that kite in half. That means the halves of the diagonal will also be congruent. So this piece here that goes from K to that intersection in the middle, and then this piece here that goes from T and then that intersection in the middle, those two halves are the same length. And so we are bisecting to create two pieces that are the same length. Bisecting. The blank angles of a kite are blank by a diagonal. The vertex angles, so in this case that's E and I, the vertex angles of the kite are bisected by a diagonal. And so again, that's cut in half. So if I look at this angle I right here, that means the half here, I'll give him a 2 mark, and the half here, they are the exact same size. Same thing over on E. The half here, we'll give him a 1, 2, 3, is the same as the half here. We'll give him a matching 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to talk about our trapezoids. This is going to be a lot of up and down as I try to draw in the picture and fill in the blanks, but we'll do our best. The base angles of an isosceles trapezoid are blank. The consecutive angles between the base angles of a trapezoid are blank. So the base angles of a trapezoid are congruent. And the consecutive angles between the bases of a trapezoid are supplementary. And supplementary is a fancy way for us, sorry, my board moves a lot, is a fancy way for us to say that they sum to 180 degrees. Okay, so scrolling back up to hopefully represent that on the picture without too many jumps, we can see angle D and angle C on our isosceles trapezoid. See, he moves. They're going to be the exact same size. Hopefully you can see what I'm trying to do. This guy and this guy, same size. Let's go crazy. Let's try to do that. That's a little better. That's a little better. Same thing on A and B. So A right here and then B right here. We want them to be the same. This is not working for me. The second one said that the consecutive angles add to 180, so that would be like these two right here, B and C, will add to 180. I don't know why he's jumping on me. A and D, they'll add to 180. So angle A and angle D, they will add to 180. This is chaos. Great, let's move forward. So the examples at the bottom, we're going to try to figure out some missing numbers here. And so we talked a lot about symmetry. Both of our trapezoids and our kites, we can fold things in half and find a lot of different information. So on this isosceles trapezoid, we can fold him right in half on this line. And then all the stuff on the left side and the right side are going to kind of match up. So this right here, angle Y, and this right here, 56, those are our base angles, and they are congruent. Now we have two different ways to get angle X. One way is that we can remember all four of these angles sum to 360, but a little faster way would be that these two consecutive angles are going to sum to 180. And again, it's because the whole shape makes 360, half the shape is going to make 180, so rather than making the whole shape make 360, I'm just making that half of the shape make 180. But basically then that is 180 take away 56 should give us what our answer for X is, okay? 180, 180, take away 56. We know that X should be 124 degrees. Looking at our kite, we're going to look for symmetry again. We can fold our kite along this diagonal, telling us that this non-vertex angle and this non-vertex angle are congruent. Therefore, Y is 137 degrees. Now, I am going to use the fact that our kites do make 360, right? Our four-sided shapes sum to 360 on those interior angles. So I know that 22 plus 137 plus 137 plus that unknown value for X should sum to 360 degrees. So all we need to do is do 360, take away each of the values we know. You can sum those values first or just take them away one at a time. It'll work out to be the same. So what I mean is if we sum them first, 22 plus 137 plus 137 means that so far we know the three given angles sum to 296. So 360 minus that 296 tells us that the missing value for that last angle X is 64 degrees. If you want to one-step it, I kind of like doing it this way better, but it's really up to you. They do give us the same answer in the end. So again, our sum, take away each of those three that we know one at a time, gives us the same value. Either way, X is 64 degrees. I think that is the end of these notes. Yep, you can go ahead and get going on those exercises. Good luck there. Please let me know if you have any questions.